We're recording, so now everybody smile. All right, well, welcome to, or do dances in your kitchen while you're making breakfast. Welcome to our little question and answer time. Like I said in all of the posts, this is a super informal way for you to just ask your questions, learn more about it. We kind of have some questions that we're used to answering because we all had them before too. But you might have some different ones that maybe we aren't really going to talk about. And it's an informal way. You don't have to like raise your hand, like just say, Karen, stop talking, or Trina, stop talking. I have a question. You can post it in the chat and we can kind of go from there too. But really, if you've had a chance to watch some of the live videos that we've made in the event already, I'm hoping that you got to see that there's a variety of personalities on our team. There's a variety of ages and fitness levels and how much time people are putting into the business and everything. And that's kind of what we're here to talk about, is because there's not a one size fits all when it comes to this opportunity. So with that, I know I have Kristen and Robin and Megan that are joining kind of me, per se, on this call. Trina, you have invited Sarah, right? And then the rest of us, Robin, Maria, and Allison, are all coaches already. Robin's kind of our newest one, so she's kind of joining just to hear. So she might even have her own little tidbit that I might put her on the spot. And then we have a photo bomber in the back there, Tony. He was in my doorway. But so really, we will kind of just go ahead and I will maybe start with one of the typical questions that we get a lot. And then, like I said, interrupt me if need be, or type in the chat if you have a question. Some of us might chime in, and then I might call some of my coaches out on the spot, and they might not know this, and be like, hey, Trina, talk about this, so that you don't have to just listen to Karen all the time. My team knows that I talk a lot, so I will try to reel myself in a little bit. So I will probably say the very first question that we get a lot, and at least for me in my story, was I didn't think I had time to add anything else to my plate. I, had a full-time job, still have a full-time job. Obviously, there's children in our videos right now and little ones, so I know that time is something that initially in your head you think, there's no way I have time to do this, and add one more thing. But, and I'll let other people chime in as well. But really, I think for me, the reason that this opportunity has worked compared to some other ones I've tried is that I don't necessarily feel like it's something else that I have to do, because typically we're wanting to be on a healthier path. We're wanting to have healthier recipes. Most of us are at least interested in doing some sort of exercise, or you probably wouldn't be on this call, going on walks, 5Ks, going to the gym, that kind of a lifestyle. Most of us are like, yeah, we need to work out, we need to eat a little healthier. And so by doing this opportunity, I don't necessarily feel like it's, oh, I'm doing something else in my life. It's just, I'm kind of doing it a little bit more consistently than what I would have been if I wasn't really on, doing this opportunity. So how much time does it really take? That's kind of two questions in one, because there's a lot of there's like this spectrum that I would say is the best way to explain coaching. Other direct sales companies that maybe you guys have listened in on or anything might have like different levels, and somebody might be just like a preferred customer, and then they might be somebody that's a distributor, and then they might be someone else that's an advisor, and there's different levels of how much they're in the business. Well, so Beachbody has coach, and that's it. One label, coach. But what you do with that label is really a spectrum. So there's a lot of coaches on our team that just 100% love what they do, love the products, love our challenge groups, exercise, maybe their shake or their pre-workout or the beach bars. There's a lot of different products, and they just want to save money, and they sign up to do that. They sign up as a coach. They're called a coach. But they don't really, you're not going to be seeing them on social media. You're not really going to be having them. They're not inviting their friends and family. They're literally just using the stuff and saving money. So that's like at one end of the spectrum. And then as you keep going, there might be somebody that really just wants the discount, but then their mom got interested or their best friend got interested. And so their best friend bought from them, and that's really the only thing they did as a coach. So they might have made a little bit of money on that one sale, but they're not like actively trying. And then as you just keep progressing down the spectrum, there are a few that will maybe invite their coworkers or invite their friends and their family here and there, maybe when a new program comes out, or after they've lost some weight and they post it before and after, they might work it a little bit and see if they can help some friends and family and make a little money. And then as you get closer down over here to this other side of the spectrum, is probably like who you think I am, which I am. I'm on this side of the spectrum. And the amount of time that I put into it is way different than somebody that's over here that just wants the discount, or somebody that's kind of in the middle that's just, we would probably call like a hobby coach, that they're just kind of doing it for a hobby. They enjoy it. They love the community. They love the results that they're getting. Might help a few people here and there, but that they're good with that. But we all have one label, coach. And so sometimes that word kind of freaks people out, because if you're just starting your fitness journey, or maybe you're just starting with some sort of healthy nutrition path, there's a lot of people that think they can't coach anybody because they need to coach themselves. So I'd like to kind of maybe just take the word coach out of the business, but that's what we're called. And so that's just our label. And there's just a spectrum. And what you want to do with it, and maybe a later question when it comes to earning income and things, how much time you put into it is really up to you and what fits in your life. So children, newborns, empty nesters, full-time jobs, we have grandmas, we've got all kinds of people on our team, and it fits into everybody's life a little differently. So I guess before we move to the next question, any of you that are on here, does that make sense? Do you have any little tidbits or questions you want us to dive deeper into that? Anybody? I'll do my teacher voice and I'll give you a few more seconds. What do you think? I'll give proper wait time. Okay, so hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, that it's really up to you and how much you want to do and how much you want out of the business for how much time that it would take. Now, our team does host calls like this every Sunday. And so if you are on maybe closer to this end of the spectrum, you might want to attend these kind of calls. Time out. Any of you that are not talking right now, can any of you respond in that group message? She said that it's asking for a meeting ID, and maybe somebody can help her out with the link to the call. It's in that big group message that I sent. Cool. So now I lost my train of thought. Where was I going? What was I saying? This is Karen Brain, so welcome. It's late. We've all had a busy day. I don't know. Anybody tell me what I was talking about before that? I'll just move on. I'll keep going. So it'll probably come to me in the middle of me talking. So one of the other questions that we kind of get a lot is, do you have to be in shape? I know that was another thing that kind of held me back from starting, was, I thought that, well, I wasn't really in shape, or I haven't really had a transformation yet. Why would anybody want to purchase from me if I haven't lost weight yet? I don't look like a coach, so it's probably not something that I should do. So I hear that a lot. A lot of us hear that a lot. And that is totally not true. And I might have somebody else talk about that one. So maybe Maria, if she's willing. I know she doesn't feel very well. Trina, Allie, any of you going to just pipe in at all on that one? Anybody? Because I can talk.
So, kind of on that, I was a discount coach for 2 years, I believe. And kind of, I was going up and down. My weight was kind of up, and then I would do a program and be really like into it and then lose weight for like spring break or whatever. But basically, when I became a coach, I felt like people depended on me. And so that made me more consistent with my workouts, more consistent with my nutrition, and so forth, because I knew other people were looking at me to kind of guide them.
Very true. Very true. I definitely agree with that. Maria, I know you had unmuted. Do you have anything else that you wanted to say?
I mean, as far as with me, like, I mean, I started my journey last year. Same thing as Trina, as a discounted coach. I mean, not until I just had a baby. I've always been pretty consistent with my fitness, but this time I had gained a lot of weight, and I just wanted to really lose the weight, and my motivation was down the drain. I'm still kind of still getting the hang of it. Not until recently I started like really being proactive and posting and talking more about my experiences and my whys and things like that. But I still have trouble with a lot of things. But just being consistent has been more of the key to pretty much keeping the business active.
Yeah, for sure. So another little tidbit that I would say kind of on that is sometimes you're actually more relatable when you're at your beginning of your journey, because the people that are maybe be interested in joining you are at that same spot. And so doing it together, doing it, you guys can message each other like, we both lost 10 pounds, or that workout was really hard for me. I haven't worked out in a year. And sometimes that accountability and starting at the same spot as the people you're going to be helping actually helps your business too. And then as you get transformations, or as you start to make changes and results, people start noticing and your business can continue. So you don't always have to be, oh, I'm not going to do anything with this business until I get a transformation. Because think about you and you're like, hey, like, it'd be awesome if we could do this together. You might have a friend like that too that would love the accountability and the support, even though you haven't had your transformation yet. So anybody can be a coach, and we're just working on ourselves wherever that is. Does anybody else have anything on that, like Allie, or I know that Melissa jumped on here? Do you want to share anything about how right now, if you just jumped on, we're talking about, do you have to be a beach body or in shape to be a coach, to start coaching?
I definitely don't think you have to be in shape. My most active month was my very first month when I started coaching, and I was not in any shape whatsoever. And I mean, my mind wasn't right, my body wasn't right. And that's when people came to me the most. They saw me posting every day my workouts. Family members, I mean, when I first signed up, family members were like, you're crazy. Like, nope, not doing it. And now I have like 3 or 4 family members doing it with me because they've seen what it's done for me. And it's doing the same for them, which is awesome. But yeah, they all signed up before I got the results I have now.
Right. Anybody else want to put in a tidbit before we move on to another question? Or do any of you that are on the call that are actually here for the info have any questions before we move on about either how much time or do we have to be in shape? Cool. Okay. If you think of them, put them in the chat, or say, Karen, shut up and I want to ask you questions, and I'm totally okay with you doing that.
Hey, I didn't talk about how much time I do every day. So you want to know how much time I do the business every day?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I'm probably less over the weekends. I tend to die down a little on the weekend on the business side, just because I'm not working on the weekends, but I still do my workouts. But when it goes to like reaching out to people, I draft all my posts before I post them. So like my note section in my phone is crazy. And then each day I either think of a picture to take or, and I search for the post that goes with that. Sometimes I'll text Karen and I'll be like, hey, what picture goes good with this post? But I probably spend each day, and I'm still a fairly new coach. I've only been doing it since February. So I probably spend an hour to an hour and a half each day on the business. And I've kind of scheduled it in with the family because I was starting to get a little obsessed with the business. So I've dialed down and I've scheduled each night from 8 to 9. That's when I work on Beachbody. So.
Right. And so you'll see that there's some people that will do it like that. And they're like, okay, I do want to work the business. I want to do it a little bit more than a hobby. And so they'll set a time, like Allie says, from 8 to 9. Some people have a flexible job where like maybe they can do some stuff like on their lunch break. And then when they get home for like 20 to 30 minutes and then they're done. Some people like to call those power pockets, and they find like little pockets of time throughout the day. And your coach, if you're here from, someone else besides me, your coach would help you figure out what those little power pockets could be filled with. But we all have like a tracker that we follow that gives us ideas of things to do. If you're wanting to do it more than this side of the spectrum, which is a discount and randomly helping someone. If you're kind of on the other half of the spectrum, you kind of want to do something with it. We have tools and trainings and calls like this that can help you kind of know what to do when you have the time to do it. So another typical question also is, before, a few years ago when I signed up, really the only product that we had was Shakeology. And we had the workouts and we had Shakeology, and that was kind of it. And so there was some friends, family that maybe didn't want a shake to drink. And that might have held them back from signing up because they don't do shakes. And if you watched my video, that was me for a year. I didn't do shakes and I thought all protein shakes were terrible. And there's no way I would want to do this business because it was shakes. Well, sure, that's a vital behavior of a coach is to be proof of the product, but we have a huge spectrum of products now. So we have workout programs. That's definitely, that doesn't mean you can't ever go to the gym anymore. Maria is hardcore, still active in her gym. I taught.
Hell yeah.
I taught group fitness. I love group fitness. I wanted people to come to my class. So if I was always saying, don't ever do group fitness, don't ever go to the gym, how was I getting people to come to my class? This is just, that's a whole nother call, but we have workouts. Yes, there is the nutrition shake, Shakeology. There is a performance line, like a pre-workout, a post-workout, a hydrate that you can drink during your workout. There's creatine. There's all kinds of performance supplements that we have now. And then these amazing beach bars that I'm sure you've seen me post about. We have to hide them from our children because Kaylee would eat like 4 in one sitting if she could. So being proof of the product is a whole spectrum of that. So if drinking a shake isn't the most amazing thing to you, but you would love a good pre and post workout, you can totally rock this business.
You have to hide more than just the bars from Kaylee.
Yes,
she likes all the recipes and Fixate pretty much so far.
I was gonna say I gotta hide the shakes from my baby. I can't even leave the pre-workout on the table because he takes it in the morning.
I'm making more muffins right now, and I made 12.
Yeah.
And I'm making more now because she ate them.
Right. So do you have to buy something? The easy answer to that is no. There is a coach fee of $15 every month. That, if you sign up to be a coach, you will have that no matter what. That pays for you to have a website, that pays for you to have some trainings and tools to share with friends and family. So it pays for a lot of things, but you don't have to order anything else. I will say that if you are on this side of the spectrum and you want to share it with friends and family, if you're not using the products and you're not using the workouts, it's kind of hard to share about them. So are you required? No, but Should you have something? Yes. And that's up to you. That's up to you, whether it's bars, shakes, performance line, a mixture of all of it. You have choices. There's nothing that is required for you to have to purchase. There's another whole call of inactive and active type stuff. Like if you sign up to be a coach, we'll talk about that. But no, you don't have to buy anything, but your business will grow and expand more, and you'll see more success if you do choose to have something that you're using to be proof of, to share about, to get results from. Does that make sense to everybody that's on the call? Okay. All right. Well, how do you earn money? Does anybody want to talk about that? I know that's like, it's kind of like the icky topic, but at the same time, at least for me, it was what turned the corner for me when my friend Lindsay actually said she made $500 in a week. And I was like, okay, hold up. Tell me how you did that. And obviously she had been a coach for a while. And so it built up to earn that much money in a week. But for me, I wanted to get the discount because if I was going to buy the stuff, I want to save money. And I was enjoying everything about it. The challenge group, the people, just everything. I was loving it. And then to know that I could earn a little bit of money by doing what I was already doing naturally. I was that person that was like posting on social media about my workout before I really knew that I could like earn income for doing it. So of course my coaches were like, you should be a coach. I'm like, I don't drink shakes. So when I finally said yes, and we were at my pool and she told me that she had made that much money, I really wanted to know. And so she finally sat me down, explained it. And basically, if anybody purchases anything from you, you earn 25%. So as a coach, you get 25% off of anything you order. But if somebody orders from you, you earn 25% commission on that. And the cool thing is that you don't have to stock any inventory. You don't have to have a closet full of stuff. You don't have to ship anything to them. Literally, your friends, your family what you will do is you'll send them a link that we will teach you how to do, and it goes to their email or to however you're messaging, text, Facebook, whatever. You build a card out for them, and they put in their payment info, and it ships straight to them. Woo! And then you get money in your bank account in a week. So you don't have to host inventory, which is something that some people don't like to do. You don't have to go to people's houses and, host a party, which some direct sales companies kind of recommend you doing. It's your business. You can do whatever you want to do with the business, but you don't have to like host parties and have inventory that you take around to different places. There's something called a challenge pack, which when we talk about how to enroll, that is typically how most people enroll. Is because that's going to get you the workouts and it's going to get you the supplements or any kind of product that you're wanting. If you're on this call and you already have the workouts, then your coach will talk with you about some other options that you can do to kind of enroll. But when you are trying to work your business, if a customer of yours enrolls with the challenge pack, you actually make a little bit more than 25%. You make 36% on a bundle pack. So that's kind of another way to earn income. And then another way to earn income is when you start kind of growing your own team. We're all part of one big team, but when maybe you have somebody that wants a discount too, or when you have someone that maybe wants to have the same opportunity that you're doing and you start building your team, there's some bonuses that come in there as well. So that's kind of a way that you can make this be whatever it is that you want it to be. All the way back to the very beginning, how much time that you have to be able to put into it or how much time you want to put into this is up to you. And so there's plenty of people on this call that are like, it'd be awesome if I could just cover my own stuff. That's cool because I just want to focus on me. There's some people on this call that are like putting it into savings or they're, buying new things for their house. Or I know she's not on here right now, but it took her and her husband out to date night the other night. So there's a spectrum of that. And, consistently, like what Maria was saying, over time and inviting people and getting yourself results and sharing about it, then that's how the income kind of grows there. Anybody have questions on that? I know you guys have to have questions. I can't just answer everything, right? Questions or tidbits? Any of you that are coaching, like, have tidbits on the whole income side? Sharmika! Ah! I didn't see that you were on. Hi. But anybody have any tidbits on maybe how the finances has helped you, even if you've only been a coach for a couple months or anything like that? No? You guys just want me to keep rolling?
I'll just talk about I have small money goals right now. So right now I don't have a TV in the room that I work out in. We just bought a house last June, and it started out just like the girls' hangout room. So right now that I am making money, because at first when you get your first couple pays, you're kind of reimbursing for what you spent, is how I look at that. So now that I'm actually making money, I am every week when I get paid, I put it in savings. And my first thing that I want to buy with this money is a smart TV for that room, so I can stream and kind of turn that room into my like hardcore workout room. It's going to get all rearranged and everything. So
How cool
first money goal is TV. New workout room, remodeled.
But that's cool. I mean, you're taking your money and reinvesting it back into your own journey. And that's really what we want you guys that are on this call to realize, is that success in the business side of this really happens when you take control of your own health, your own nutrition, and all of that. When you start getting yourself results and you start getting that confidence, and you start posting a little bit more pictures or wearing slightly different clothes, or you just naturally have this like aura about yourself when you're at work or when you're around your family members, that's when people are like, what the heck are you doing? What's going on here? And that's when you start having the opportunity to share this with others. We use our social media a lot, but I will say there's nothing that replaces face-to-face communication, and this is as close as we can get right now. We're spread out all over the place, but we like to have these kind of calls so that way we actually do speak to humans. We are real people, but we exist a lot of the time on social media. I like to call our social media as kind of like our billboards or our TV commercials. I know Melissa had this conversation with me the other day. People need to see what you're doing. They might not comment on everything. They might not like everything. They might not even message you. You say, reach out to me. But they're seeing it. I drive past the same billboard all the time on the way to work. I know what it says. I know that if I need, a heart scan, I can go to Hendricks Regional Health. I see it every day. It's $49.99. And on that one day that I'm going to need it, I'm going to go to Hendricks Regional Health because I've seen it. That's kind of how our social media works. They might not click anything right now, but they're going to see it. So then,
I will say that I've had people who I haven't heard from in forever on Facebook actually like my posts, make comments, things that, okay, honestly, I've been political in the past, and I gave that all up as my New Year's resolution, if you will, and started doing this more, and people have come out of the woodwork that I never expected to ever comment. People who were in former jobs that I was with that, were like, hey, I saw what you're doing. That looks really great. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was surprising to me.
Right, for sure. So then when you send them a message or they message you, that's where I would say, I don't like to use the word sale, but that's kind of where the sale happens, is when you actually talk to that person and speak to them. Our social media is kind of, hey, this is what we're doing. This is my life. This is getting me results. This is how I'm feeling. This is how it's helping my family. And then when they're like sitting there and like, oh man, I want that too, or she is smiling a lot more. What is she doing? They might reach out to you. So they're watching. They really are watching. You don't have to be on social media, but it's just another avenue to reach more people. So how do you enroll? Your coach will probably reach out to you tonight, not necessarily saying, are you going to sign up? Because we don't want to be like that, but at least saying thank you for joining us and kind of getting this information. And then if you are interested, there's lots of choices. there's, like I said at the very beginning, there's not a one size fits all of how you should sign up, because some of you already have the workouts. Some of you already like some supplements. Some of you have none of that, and this is the first time you're hearing about any of it. So you and your coach will need to have a conversation about, well, what is it that you want? Do you want to get workouts and supplements? Do you want to put supplements with the workouts you already have? Do you want to do the whole shebang and just kind of go for it? Typically, people will enroll with a challenge pack just because that gets you the most for what you're ready to invest in. I would say a good guesstimate of a number would be around $160. But if you really think about what that money is giving you, you're investing in you. You're not investing in some empty building that's a business that now you have to go buy furniture for, and you have to buy a sign, and you have to buy lighting and hire employees. You don't have to do anything like that. $160 gets you stuff. It gets you workouts for a year. It gets you whatever supplement that you're probably wanting or interested in. It gets you meal plans. It gets you are your own business, and you're investing in yourself, which is pretty darn cool. And then from there, like I said, you would have a $15 fee each month. That's the only thing moving forward that is required to be a coach. But to be proof of the product, you'd probably be continuing on some sort of product that you have enjoyed, and then you'd have that cost as well. It can change every month, so you can do shakes one month, you can do bars the next, you can do both, however it works into your life. You get that discount, which is awesome. We do live events, so if any of you are local and you want to come, we have one on Saturday. It's called Super Saturday. I know a few of you are already coming that are on this call, which is awesome. We do live workouts. We hear about new products. It's a place to actually like touch and feel people, and that we do exist more than just on a virtual screen. We have our summit coming up in July. And so really, to me, I hope you leave this call realizing that, okay, there's a lot of different walks of life on here. Nobody is this perfect beach body, and we all have lives and kids and jobs, and we're helping others. But it started with us. It started with our own journey. And when you commit to you, that's when you're the best to help other people. And it's been the best thing I've ever done. I can't imagine not being a coach. Because A, I'm going to save money, so why would I want to pay full price? And B, it's all these people that are on here, like they're my peeps, and I'm in it for life. So we only have like a minute left because I'm cheap and I don't pay for this, and so they only limited us to like 45 minutes. But hopefully your coach will reach out, say thanks for joining, and they're not going to bother you and annoy you, I promise you. Or you can reach out to your coach and be like, I'm in. Like, what do I got to do? Or you might have more questions that you feel more comfortable talking to them about than on this whole call. Please do that. Comment in our event still. It's open until tomorrow. So that way we can all chime in. It's open book. Nothing hidden here. Okay? Cool? Okay, so if you have questions, please post them in the event. I know we got cut off on this one, but hopefully our team will be growing soon. We look forward to having you, and thanks for spending some time with us tonight.
Thanks, Karen.
Yeah. Bye, guys.